Hey there folks, it's Brittany Jackson from Tech and Trek, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about utilizing Microsoft Word on your iPad. So if you haven't already downloaded it, you'd want to go find your self-service button. So I know mine's in Hiram, and it's that first one there that says self-service, which is like a skewed square with some dots in the middle. It's kind of pretty colors. So if you click on that, here you can see all of the apps that you can download through Hiram. So I've already downloaded Microsoft Word in particular, but here you could see that you could download, I haven't downloaded OneNote yet or Remote Desktop. These are options and available options to you. So here you'd go in and you'd find and click Install for Microsoft Word. So I'm going to come out here because I know that my Microsoft Office products are out here under Office because that's where I put them. And here I'm going to click on the Microsoft Word app. Pretty straightforward so far, right? So I'm not going to open this particular document, although apparently it was going to open for me. When you open it, you will be taken to your recent folders typically. You can go to the home button there in the left-hand column. Looks like looks like a little home button. And here you can click on a recent document that you've been working on or anything similar to that. So I'm going to go ahead and open a new document, which would be that plus sign with a circle around it under the home button. And here you have all the typical templates that you can use, creating brochures, flyers, all the typical things you would find if you were using Word on a laptop or desktop computer. I'm going to click blank document because I want it to be blank. You may have to, the first time, you may have to go in and sign in. So if you click sign in, here you would enter in your Hiram email address. So you'd enter in the full thing. So mine's bjackson@hiram.edu. Click next, and then you would enter in your Hiram password. So I'm going to click on that blank document. And now you have access to the Microsoft Word app without issue. So here you can see it's similar to your setup if you would have it on your desktop or laptop computer. So you've got the home button at the top. You've got the insert button, which allows you to insert, pages and tables and photos and equations and all of that. You can draw in your Word document if you wanted to. You could choose layout. So you can change your margins if you need to do, 2-inch margins or anything like that. You can click review and you can click view. So these are all very similar to what you would have in your traditional on a laptop or desktop computer version of Word. So here you can change your styles, you can change your font, you can change bold things, italicize things, highlight things, change the color of your text, all of that. And then once you've done that, and you can put in photos. So if we, went to photos, I can grab this photo, plop it in here. There it is. And I can always adjust it just like you would in a regular Word for computers. You can crop it if you needed to. You can do almost all of the usual things. There's a little bit less functionality than you do have on the traditional, but it's pretty close. The main things that you would probably need, at least for writing papers and that kind of stuff, are here in this version of Word. So you have finished your paper. If you click on those 3 dots over there, you always want to make sure AutoSave is happening because it is a lifesaver. It'll be regularly saving every couple of seconds, so you won't lose as much should your iPad die, battery runs out, anything like that. So here you can click save. If you wanted to just make sure you were saving, you want to give it a new name. So I'm going to say test. And in here you can set up your OneDrive account. So you can, if you click down there at the bottom where it says add storage account, you can add in your OneDrive account. So I'm going to go ahead and click OneDrive because I've already done that step. And I'm just going to leave it out here as a main document. I'm not going to put it in any of my folders that are there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And if I come over here, you should see that the AutoSave feature has turned on. And if I wanted to save a copy, I could do that. I could send a copy using Outlook or another app. I could export it as a PDF document. I could print. So there is information on how to print from your iPad in the Hiram Technology 101 resources. And if I wanted to send a copy to somebody or share this document with someone, I could click on the little arrow coming out of a paper and send the link to my peers and the people who I want to share this document with. So you can click people you want to specify. So you can, whether or not you allow editing, you can block them from downloading it if you don't want them to be able to do that. You can do, you can do people in your organization with the link. So anybody could access it. I typically choose specific people and then put them in. And then I'm going to hit apply. I would choose who I want to send that to. I'm going to send it to myself just so you can see my name will pop up there. Add them in. I can add a message if I want to. And then I can either copy the link and send it to them directly in an email or put it in my assignment folder if that's what my instructor is asking me to do. Or I can hit send and it's going to send an email to, in this case, me, telling me that there's a document that I have access to. Just like in a regular Word format, you can also track changes. So you may get changes back from your instructor that include comments that you'll want to pay attention to. So you can look at track changes if they've made changes directly in the document for you, or up here they've got the little comments feature. You can be looking and seeing if they've left a comment, or if you're editing a peer's paper, you can also leave comments. So really a lot of the functionality that you would typically have is there. And when you use this, it auto-saves, which is a really great feature. If you're using it on your desktop or laptop, make sure that you're saving constantly. You want to always be backing up in that way so that you're sure you don't lose your document, or if you do lose it, you've only lost a minimal amount. Again, I would encourage you to put it in your OneDrive, or if you have a Google Drive that you are more comfortable putting your documents into, I would encourage one or both of those, just so you have access to it. With OneDrive, just a fair warning, you will lose access to that when you graduate from Hiram College or if you withdraw from Hiram. So if that's the case, you may want to stick to a Google Drive or another account that you have access to. Otherwise, utilize it, and if you can always export out from your OneDrive to another location like a Google Drive. That would just take an extra step in between. I hope that helps with a little bit of information about Word, and specifically the Word app on your iPad. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us here in Tech and Trek. We are located in the library, straight back just before the Clock Tower Cafe. Good luck.